Okay, so welcome to day two. My name is Francis, and again, I'm going to continue the discussion uh, that we started yesterday. And today we are going to talk about the Web Geospatial Media Blueprint. The Web Geospatial Media Blueprint is basically the whole organogram, the structure upon which Web Geospatial sits. Okay, so this is the Web Geospatial Media organogram. It sits at the top of what geospatial media is what geospatial. And then the what geospatial media, I've explained the difference between what geospatial and what geospatial media in the one. So if you've not seen this, check our YouTube channel and then you'll find about what geospatial media. And just below what geospatial media are departments and floating offices. And these department and floating offices we seek to coordinate activities such as podcasts and blogging, mentorship and career development, networking, tutorial, webinars and conferences. We also seek to facilitate the some geospatial projects and geospatial programs. And in the course of it, we believe that some of the solutions or prototypes that will be generated are going to form good ideas or good uh, solutions that can be mainstream into development. So we hope that these mainstream solutions that can come up or that may come up as long as we experiment with projects and ideas. Some of them we would have to support them to be able to set it up as a company. Now, when we say we want to support them, so far at what the special meeting, what has been agreed is that they would be allowed to leverage on the logistics and the resources of Web Spatial and be able to build their business for a period of 2 years. After the 2 years, these people would now be given the opportunity to gradually become independent and be able to run their own business in the geospatial space. And we call them supplementary companies because if they register under Web Geospatial the as a supplementary company, then Web Geospatial will become their mother company, and they will have to use everything that all the resources Web Geospatial has that they need to be able to get their business running. So that is why we have the supplementary business down here. And then we have a monitor and evaluation team. The monitor and evaluation team basically are going to give us feedback on what is going well and what is not going right. And then we need to refine the system that we have created until we get it right. Now I'm going to break them down and talk about them separately. So the first one is I want to talk about Web Geospatial, and then I'll come and talk about Web Geospatial media. Now for Web Geospatial, it includes individual partners and then organizational partnership. For individual partners are individuals who have volunteered to commit their time and financial resources to be able to come together and build an environment that would help any geospatial professional to be able to experiment their ideas, to be able to um, get their dreams realized. And these people are basically individuals and there is no particular criteria. At the moment there are three partners and there are about five prospective partners that we are still in discussion with. If we would have to discuss and take two out of them, and if we get these two, there will be a total of five partners who would be at the Web Geospatial team. Now, at the institutional partnership, we seek to be able to provide an environment where the any geospatial professional can be able to work well in the sense that any dream or any vision that you have should be able to be facilitated by the environment. And we do this by creating a partnership agreement or having a memorandum of understanding with organizations, commercial organizations or commercial companies that are providing platforms, softwares, resources that are needed in the geospatial world. Geospatial communities that are also having the interest of giving their members mentorship, career development, giving their members guidance and training them on how to execute some of one or two geospatial processes. We believe that if you learn and you don't put them into practice, you tend to forget. And so as we collaborate with them, their efforts would be, we would continue the effort that they have put in by training these people. And then we will also continue the effort by helping these people get hands-on projects to work on by the side, aside their regular jobs that they do. We also seek to collaborate with education educational centers, training centers, and these people are also training people with the acquisition of knowledge. And in GIS is the geospatial industry is more hands-on. And so if people learn from these training centers and they don't get to practice them frequently, they will tend to forget. Moreover, the geospatial industry is also fluid in nature. It flows. And so if people don't practice them, by the time they start using the skills they acquired years ago, it would have been outmoded. So to stay in the industry and to be able to get yourself well acquainted with what's happening, we believe that this training centers collaboration can help so that their members can freely come and pick projects and work on. We also seek to collaborate with geospatial YouTubers. The geospatial YouTubers basically are people who are providing the house of some of the geospatial processes that we do. So how to do stuff. And when people learn things from YouTube and are not using it to do a project, sometimes they tend to forget. So the geospatial YouTubers would get more people to go and use their product more purposefully. Their product is going to have impact in individual lives. So we try to have some partnership agreement with some of these people. So all these memorandums of understanding put together and all these agreement put together will be able to create some good environment for all of us to be able to work. At the moment, there are some discussions going on with one or two organizations that are looking positive, and we hope that we seal that arrangement, and after we can be able to work with them more harmoniously, so we can be able to support each other. Now, when it comes to the word geospatial media, the word geospatial media is made up of geospatial programs and geospatial projects. Now, under the geospatial programs, there is an internship program where geospatial would run internship every time, almost every year. There will be internship running. There will be what we call the 4WH tutorial approach. We have a tutorial we call the 4WH tutorial approach. There will be podcast, and then there will be remote sensing day. This we call programs because they are going to be recurring events. And then there are also projects which we anticipate there will be some individual projects, but we seek to encourage more group projects so people will learn how to work in a team, people will learn how to partner, and people will learn how to communicate with their colleagues on the job. And so we seek to provide that environment, that work culture that people need to inculcate in the job field. And out of these projects and programs, we hope that some ideas would come up that are good enough to be commercialized, that are good enough to be adopted. And once these ideas are good enough, then Web Geospatial would support those groups that came up with the prototypes to be able to build it and brand it as a business for a period of 2 years, and then they will be allowed to gradually move and become an independent organization that run their own affairs. Now, the monitoring and evaluation team would go through and make sure that some of the things that we have put in place, whether our ideas and ideologies are working or they are not working, and what we need to do to be able to uh, refine them and get them to work better. Now, the whole word geospatial media is going to be facilitated or coordinated by a team, and this team have been grouped into departments. So we have the product department, we have the geo cybersecurity and computing system. This department currently we are holding on to it because we are still it's still a model we are testing in the department in Ghana, and we want to be sure of how we can the synergy between cybersecurity and then geospatial technology before we can start rolling this out. But Geospatial Data and Resource Department, we have been running it since 2019. We have a lot of experience we can guide countries to set up their chapter on. The research department, we have the research, market research, and then we have research for publication. And then we have geocommunication department. We have the geo-development department. And these departments are basically independent but communicate to be able to enhance the mission and vision of World Geospatial, which we spoke about in day one. There are also floating departments like the tutorials, that's the 4WH approach, the podcast and blogging, and then the webinar and conferences. These departments are also floating because they need to come together to form a bigger committee to be able to make sure that everything that is discussed would be unanimous. Okay, so this is Word Geospatial Media Blueprint. This is the whole organogram for Word Geospatial Media, and we would explain more into detail in day 3 as I speak about the geospatial ecosystem. The Word Geospatial ecosystem is actually how these things are going to connect together. What kind of environment are we providing such that these activities are going to move smoothly without any problem. So tomorrow we will talk about the whole geospatial ecosystem. And as we discuss the whole geospatial ecosystem, we'll discuss other things like the kind of people that are likely to benefit from this ecosystem that we are creating. And then how do we set up our chapter? How do we go ahead to do our country-based chapters? And how do we support them to be able to set up their own chapter? And I know that if we come together with more commitment and dedication, we would be able to build an environment, an ecosystem that people can easily grow and develop in the geospatial field. Until then, I'll see you on day 3.